Hello, this message is for Ellen DeGeneres. My name's Kimberly Beadle, and I'm sending this note to you with hope beyond hope regarding two requests. My husband and I are here from Australia. I'm Canadian American, but I live in Australia now with my husband, but I was born in England, so it's a bit complicated. But anyway, we're here, and for a very short time. So my first request is we would love to attend your show. We're trying to attend on the 20th or the 21st of November. I know that's very soon from now, but we're just hopeful, I guess. We tried to get tickets online, but never heard back. And we will try and get them the day of by calling in the morning, but I don't know how that'll go. So if there's any chance you can help us with that, we would appreciate it since we came from so far and we're in town and we both are big fans. Now, secondly, something else that hopefully you'll consider, but please consider it completely separate from the first thing I asked. Because if you don't have time to consider this, because it's pretty big, and I've given you a very extraordinarily short time span to consider these things, at the very least, we'd love to attend your show. And if the second thing that I will get to, you just don't have time to think about right now, which I completely understand, that's fine. But I'd like to mention it anyway. So the thing is, I have an idea. One that I would like to present to you because of your philanthropic side. Everybody knows how giving you are, and I've always been a fan of you throughout your career, and I've only been wowed by everything that you have done and accomplished. So you're the first person I'm coming to you for help with this. You're definitely the first person that's come to mind that might be able to help with this. It's a big idea, and again, with the media-oriented society, that's why I'm coming to someone like you. So I'd like you to consider a few facts. 260,000 people died due to famine in Somalia from 2010 to 2012. The Harry Potter movies grossed around $8 billion USD. The books another 20 million. In 2003, a fifth of Ethiopia's population was left without food, and tens of thousands died. In the Twilight movies, they grossed $3.3 billion in the box office. All famines are almost now exclusively in Africa. Political crises have triggered famines in the sub-Saharan Africa since the 1960s. The Lord of the Rings trilogy grossed about $2.9 billion. These facts may seem completely unrelated, but what if they were related? What if we took something like a book series that then was followed by films, and we all know there's this impressive demand for such things. The public loves it. And what if that would make such a steady, if we took that steady income of profit and had it go towards something spectacular? Now, what if we went a step further and asked everyone, I mean everyone, from editors to directors, from actors to accountants and lawyers and publishers and everyone that could afford it because of their standing in society. What if we asked them to be paid minimum next to nothing? So, and all of those funds actually came from investors and such that never got paid back and just donated their time, and the things that we had to pay for was just donated from others. So that literally every single dollar from these books and movies went somewhere that could do something. So that would be a lot more funds from the dollars that I just stated. And it'd be steadily pouring in for decades. I mean, that would mean that the public could simply buy books, posters, tickets, lunch boxes, binders, t-shirts, whatever memorabilia that everybody loves to buy and always wants to get when these kind of things happen. And continually, those funds go to something great. Every cent. So I'm asking the most, it's asking the most from the well-off. And it's asking nothing more from the public than what they are already inclined to do. And yet, by doing that, they'll feel good about going to the movies or buying a book or buying some memorabilia. They get to feel useful about that and still enjoy the entertainment. So what's the spectacular things these funds would go to, and what's the storyline the public would be so eager to buy? Well, they're kind of one and the same. I've written a story that potentially could be a guideline for what we could do in reality. But I've done the first book, pretty much completely, needs a little bit of tweaking, but it's all there, about 98,000 words. And I have a lot of chunks worth of the 3 to 4 books that follow it, so it's a total of 4 to 5 stories. I'm pretty sure that sounds a little familiar to you. And they're pretty much all worked out. I have the main bits figured out for the storyline. And what it is that the story the story follows Maya Raven, who is an extremely ordinary young lady. She moves to San Francisco for university, and she meets a new gaggle of people, and one thing leads to another, and till the point that her do-gooder friend Veronica Duke and cameraman Kevin Manning end up deciding they're going to create a not-for-profit organization called SUFU, which is short for Sustainable Futures, just to be a little catchy. SUFU, yeah. Anyway, they decide they're going to create this not-for-profit organization that trains individuals until they're ready, and then sends them off to points and places in Africa to not-for-profits that are already there and either need an extra hand or somebody with a particular kind of expertise. And all of these people would be well trained, so they'd be useful. They could do something and be reliable, and they would have committed to the time frame that's necessary, which a lot of times is what the not-for-profits that are already there need a lot of help with. Time and people that can do what they need to get done. So SUFU does this for the other not-for-profits already there, and then they also take on projects of their own. And over their involvement, the team assists with communities, asking what the communities would like assistance with, getting everybody involved and training people so when they leave a community, it's not detrimental. So they help for improving health knowledge, personal farming, permaculture, fair animal deterrence, irrigation, and whatever else is required. This is not your average do-gooder story. It can't be to get the kind of mainstream attention that I'm trying to achieve here. Our main characters go from being extremely average and relatable to becoming extremely extraordinary, to the point that some of their skills and some of the events that take place probably wouldn't happen in real life. But it's entertaining to have it happen, so we do. The story outlines the organization, SUFU. They experience hardships and love and loss. They set up in Somalia. They have cultural encounters. They travel the world to inspire support. And they also involve plenty of well-known real-life individuals. It's thrilling, dramatic, highly action-packed. There's explosions, there's heartbreak, and dancing, of course. There is silliness, tension, drama, suspense, and happiness. What more could be needed? So I have come to you. You're the first person I have come to, and I ask if there is any chance you would be interested in discussing this more, or at the very least could suggest who I could go to for assistance. I'd not only be grateful, but so would countless lives in Africa living in need of outside assistance to avoid famine and simply avoided health problems. Something I truly think is a silly problem to still have in this day and age. So I think we could change this. I feel it in my bones. And if there's even a chance it can make a difference, I have to try. Thus, even though I'm just a 27-year-old office manager in Sydney, Australia, living my own little life, I'm nervously putting myself out there to someone as amazing as yourself, in the hopes you may see a glimmer of the vision that I'm talking about and may consider discussing the possibility of this further. Thank you so much for your time. It's beyond kind of you. And I will go a step further and ask that if there is a 100% chance that you're not interested, please, if someone could contact me, I would appreciate it, and I'll try and go to someone else, though my first choice is yourself, just so I know what I'm up against, I guess. And secondly, if you are minorly considering it, but do not have the time this week to really consider it, it would truly mean so much to my husband and myself if we could at least attend your show. So thank you again. I know you're very busy, and thank you so much for taking these 12 minutes to listen to me. Again, my name is Kimberly Beadle. My email address is kim120915@hotmail.com. My phone number in the States here is 415-705-9977. I'm reachable at that until the 3rd of December. And when I'm back in Australia, my mobile phone is 0403-204-826. Again, thank you so much for your time. And hey, I hope to hear from you.